Here we go now. A case of beer, some barbecue. There's no doubt that I'm better than you. With these looks and these moves, you can't blame me for being so rude. The land of the red, white, and blue will be my home till the day I die. I'm every lady's fantasy. I'm the American guy. The trailer park is where I'm from. You better believe I have about 27 guns. Baseball games, pickup trucks. I'm leagues above you other dumb schmucks. I'm from where the women are hot and the Twinkies are deep fried. And every day I pledge allegiance to God and country. I'm the American guy. And I know there's a lot of people who are jealous of all the great things that I've got. And you know, when I sit down and take a look at it, I have to admit, I've really got quite a lot. I'm the American guy. I'm the original U.S. man.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to start this episode of the Filsinger Games Fan Podcast the only way we can today, and that is by saying thank you to those who have served. Thank you. It is Memorial Day, and here in the United States, and we just want to take a moment as we start things off here to thank the men and women who made the incredible sacrifice to allow us to, have leisure time to play games like this. And just want to say a huge thank you. And this goes for everybody, anyone who has ever served, my great-grandfather, my cousin, Ricky, of course, our own Pete Beck, and anyone else who has served. Huge thanks to all of them, and definitely taking time to remember them today on Memorial Day. Well, ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to the Filsinger Games Fan Podcast. This is episode number 40. We've gone all the way to episode 40. The Filsinger Games Fan Podcast for May 31st, 2021. The podcast that is ready to celebrate Hot Promoter Summer. Are you ready? I'm ready. This is episode 40. I'm just super excited to be here, that we've made it to 40 episodes. Looking forward, only 10 away from 50, and then who knows after that. I want to give a special shout out to all the Patreon patrons. These are the fine folks who make the videos on this channel and the other content from Saturday Morning Media possible. If you would like to get your name on the placard, the sort of image that is showing right now on the YouTube version of this, you can pledge by tonight, and then you will be on the list for April. You will be on the list for June. So huge thank you to all the Patreon patrons, and a big shout out to our patron producers, Dorothy Bachoco, Eve Cunning, Kathy Crawford, Anthony Urbano, Tony Urbano, who himself is a veteran, David Akers, Jamie Dommeyer, and Vicky Sebring. So thanks to everyone there. Well, we have huge news that just broke moments ago, so we are going to get to it. And that, of course, ladies and gentlemen, is the announcement of the start of Champions of the Galaxy 2137 teasers. And what an amazing teaser that we have to start things off. Giant AZUMA gets a new look. Tharkus and Sai are in for a big surprise in Origins 2137. Giant AZUMA is back, and he is dropping Giant from his name, but that does not mean he is any less of a giant. In fact, AZUMA is leaner and meaner than before, and he's set to go on a rampage in the GWF, whether it is singles or tag action. Can the Conquerors, Saber included, survive the wrath of the new look of AZUMA. Time will tell when Origins 2137 is released in July. Ladies and gentlemen, when I saw this artwork for AZUMA, literally my jaw dropped. Let me just say that I've used Giant AZUMA. I mean, I use all the characters. He's never been a huge favorite of mine. When I saw this artwork, my jaw dropped. This artwork is some of the best Champions of the Galaxy artwork we've seen in a long time. It's just, I don't know what it is about it. It's just incredible. He looks huge. He looks, just his uniform is great, or his armor is fantastic, whatever you want to call it. Man, Daryl Banks and Werner Meek just absolutely knocked this out of the park. And this is probably going to be blasphemy, and people are probably going to hate me. I think this artwork is better than that amazing, and it is amazing, Matador of M83 artwork that came out in the Best Of set. This is just incredible art. And if this is the beginning of the teasers of this artwork, I can't wait for this whole set. Now, I do want to unpack this little blurb, because this little blurb tells us a few other things about Origins 2137. And that is, of course, that AZUMA is back. He's got a new... Oh, Werner did not color this. I apologize. Todd is in the chat, and he is saying that Werner did not color this. I just assumed. I know that there was a new artist who was helping with things. So maybe this is the new artist. Maybe Todd can fill me in on the chat there. Apologies for miscrediting, because that's certainly not my goal here. But if we unpack this little teaser, it tells us a couple more things. Tharkus and Sai and Saber are all still around. They are all still the Conquerors. And if we are to assume, I don't know if we should assume this, because look what happened when I assumed who colored this artwork. If we are to assume that AZUMA is returning, then we would assume that maybe the Titans... we would assume he would return with the Titans, because that's who he was with. The Titans are feuding with the Conquerors. Now, we don't know that for sure. The new colorist is Tom Rickert on this set. So there you go. There's a breaking news exclusive from Todd. The new colorist is Tom Rickert. On this set, Daryl is still the artist. So there you go. Tom Rickert, the new colorist here. But, which is going to make me have to go delete a tweet I sent earlier. But I will do that after the show here, ladies and gentlemen. So, ladies and gentlemen, so what can we say? Are the Titans feuding with the Conquerors? And the Conquerors still have Tharkus, Sai, and Saber. Now, we don't know for sure. Maybe AZUMA is not with the Titans, but I don't know. Though AZUMA and Kenji always seem like such pure-hearted people that they would stay with the Titans. But anyway, regardless, this is all just amazing news. I am loving all of this. This artwork is absolutely fantastic. And I could not be more excited for 2137. So moving on to COTG Prime, Stallion is announced. The long wait is almost over. Uranus has recruited a rookie stud from Pegasus, and his arrival is almost upon us. Find out what happens when Stallion makes his highly anticipated debut in FTR and meets his new teammates. It's a big moment when Uranus adds 2 new wrestlers to his super team. What could go wrong? FTR Prime Suspects is almost here too. Get Crust, Captain Crossbones, Quest, Stallion, and a new PDF handbook packed with surprises, and the 2 new special matches all soon, and only with COTG Prime. Now, this is for FTR. For the FTR Prime Suspects. These have not been, I think they're in the mail, they're on their way to you, but according to the message boards, folks have been getting their PDF handbook. So if you are not a member of COTG Prime, if you join that, you will get the handbook for this very, very soon, and with the cards to follow suit. Moving on to Filsinger Games Independent Wrestling card and dice game, we have the Best of Indies 2021 online is now available for pre-order. This includes a new 8 new digital cards and a digital book. Order now, and this set will be added to your account and immediately available upon release. And according to Mike Molesky on the boards, that may be within 48 hours of today. So this pre-order hasn't been added to the main website, and sometimes it's a little tricky to find pre-order threads on the message boards. So I have a bit.ly link for you. Just go to bit.ly/Best of Indies 2021. It'll take you right to the thread where the pre-order link is, and that is bit.ly/Best of Indies 2021, and the link will be in the show notes as well. It'll take you right to the thread so you can pre-order the online version of Best of the Indies 2021. Moving on to Indies Prime Quarter 2, we've got 3 names: Edith Surreal and Bad Street Beauty Miranda Gordy and Dan the Dad, 3 indie wrestlers who will be in for Indies Prime Quarter 2. You can get all these as part of Quarter 2. The Indies Prime Excuse me. I'm just so excited about this AZUMA artwork. All 3 of these amazing Indies Prime cards can be yours when you order Promoter Prime subscription. Cards for Quarter 2 will be shipped before the end of the month. Today's the end of the month. And 2021 subscriptions will also, any new 2021 subscriptions will also include the Quarter 1 cards released in March. So 3 fantastic cards there. I'm not an Indies player, but I think the one I'd be really interested in is Terry Gordy's daughter. Because Terry Gordy is in my Legends Fed, and he's not doing so well. So I think if I bought this set, I would definitely might bring her in to see if she can help her own man, her old man. Moving on to Legends of Wrestling. Just like with Indies, the Legends Ringside Personnel 4-pack is now available. Todd, here's another exclusive. Todd is saying cards were all shipped by Saturday. Cards were all shipped. We're getting all the exclusives here. Todd is dropping all the exclusives on this podcast. Legends Ringside Personnel is now available for online pre-order. It includes 4 new digital cards. Order now, and the set will be added to your account and immediately available upon release. This pre-order, again, just like the Indies one, hasn't been added to the main website, at least as far as I see, as far as starting this podcast. Todd's probably going to chime in here in a minute and go, no, they're on the main website now. But if you're looking for the link to pre-order these, you can go to bit.ly/low ringside, bit.ly/low ringside. You get all one word there. Go pre-order this for online. This is for online. These are not the physical cards. These are the online cards. So if you want to get them, a quick way to get to the thread to pre-order them is bit.ly/low ringside. All right. Then there's so much news. We had a huge announcement of the final Quarter 2 Legends Promoter Prime release, and that is Bob Orton Sr. tying in with Father's Day. And so we have Scotty Riggs, we've got Bob Orton Sr., and we've got Ranger Ross. Right? Is it Ranger Ross? Is that the right name? I'm so sorry if I'm getting that wrong. But because I get confused with Thunderbolt Ross from the comic books. Anyway, this is the final card, and it can be ordered with the Legends Promoter Prime subscription. Any new 2021 subscriptions will also include the Quarter 1 cards that were released in March, and that, of course, was the Dream Team with their manager, Johnny Valiant. All right, so there you go. Huge news for all of this stuff. Go to filsingergames.com. That's where you can go and place your orders. And if you've already placed your orders for this, the cards are in the mail, so you can look for them soon. All right, it is time to move on to the match of the show. I'm very excited about this. Of course, Dude Brohan has been on a tear. He has been beating everybody. Last week, he defeated King Kong Bundy in a cage. So I asked you, who should Bruiser Brody fight this week? Bruiser Brody, Dude Brohan fight this week. I think I just pulled a Tom. And the suggestions were Bruiser Brody, Luthez, Buzzsaw, Rob Van Dam, Buck Steele, and Massive. The person who got the most votes is, no surprise, because I just spilled the beans, Bruiser Brody. And I love this. someone wrote out how this challenge goes down, and I love this. This is Angel wrote this. It says, I second Brody in a cage. My booking, Brohan is being interviewed in the ring, bandaged up about his brutal 2-match series with Bundy. He talks about climbing out of the cage for the big win when Brody comes out onto the stage. Listen, chump, the only real King Kong, and there's only one real King Kong, and I say that you only won because Bundy couldn't get his fat ass over the cage. I'll take you on, and I'll take the title belt too. So, ladies and gentlemen, the match of the show is going to be Dude Brohan versus Bruiser Brody. Now, we're not going to do this in a cage because having a cage match right off the top, I don't know, which puts Bruiser at a disadvantage because he might, he's got that high D6 distractor rating. But anyway, let's ring the bell. We'll roll for initiative here, and it looks like Dude Brohan is going to start things off, and he starts with a rake to the eyes. But Brody, why do I keep saying Brody? Brody has the agility, so he's going to roll on level 2 offense and hits a big one-handed body slam, knocking Dude Brohan down. Down 3, leave the ring. He's not going to leave the ring. He's Dude Brohan. He's got the Hulk Hogan vibe. He's going to stay in the ring and fight. It could be a mistake. Bruiser Brody throws him out of the ring anyway. Dude Brohan out of the ring. The opponent comes out of the ring to continue to fight, but you grab him and smash him onto the announcer's table with an awesome specialty move. The referee may disqualify the champ. Let's see here. The roll is the target is a 5. The roll is a 6, so no DQ. But Dude Brohan throws Bruiser Brody back into the ring. We'll roll on level 3 offense and throw Bruiser Brody out of the ring. Not a good idea. The opponent comes out of the ring and a wild brawl erupts. Both wrestlers roll disqualification. Oh my gosh. Dude Brohan is disqualified. Bruiser Brody is disqualified. A double DQ. It looks like, ladies and gentlemen, next week you will, or later this week on Friday, you will have your rematch in a cage as Dude Brohan and Bruiser Brody will face each other once again for the title. Now, let me know what kind of match you want. It could be a cage match, any of the official Filsinger Games matches. If it's not in the system, then I will get out my ringside companion. But you let me know who you think should win, what type of match those two should have. Moving on now to the question of the show. Last week, the question was, if you play Champions of the Galaxy, what year are you currently playing in? And we've got a lot of great answers here. Gerandis says, I just recently restarted my GWF after a long hiatus, starting at 2087. Jay Sanudo says, I have restarted again my Champions of the Galaxy, still in 2087 with the color set. Pete Beck, who is in the chat, thank you for your service, Pete. Always appreciated, and I hope you had a good, thoughtful Memorial Day. And I mentioned you at the beginning, but now that you're in the chat, I will say thank you for everything and your service. Pete Beck says, I am in 2128, really enjoying the Black Death years, lots of fun. And Angel, who had that big, great Bruiser Brody, there's a new wrestler called Bruiser Brody comment says, regarding Champions of the Galaxy, I'm just starting in 2087 with the original black and white set. You love to see that. Love seeing someone heading down that path. Question of the show from Todd. Todd says, I'm currently in 2119 as I rebooted, and I guess in a weird way, thanks to the pandemic, I was not only able to sit down and come up with a plan, but been able to play quite a bit. I'm hoping I caught up and posting results again by next June. So talk about a plan. Todd has the plan. Michael Bradden just simply says 2089. Thank you, Michael. ScottyBoy999 says, I am way back in 2104, almost finished the year. I'll never catch up. I believe in you. You will catch up. And Mark Ferguson said that he is in 2120. So, yeah, it was just interesting. I just wanted to see where different folks are. We have a new question of the show, and ironically, this question of the show partially has been answered. What current GWF wrestler needs an upgraded card in 2137? So, if you're familiar with who the roster is in 2137, who do you feel needs an upgrade? It seems that Giant AZUMA has an upgrade. I don't know if it's an upgrade or not, but just from the picture, it looks like an upgrade. So I would love to know who you think deserves an upgrade in 2137. There's no song of the show. Elsewhere on the channel, now I was gone this past week. I was shooting another project up in Northern California, but I'm back now. I'm back, and I'm happy to be back. So the only thing elsewhere on the channel you will find is the Black Death 2128 set overview, as I'm slowly working my way through all the Champions of the Galaxy set overviews. This week you can look for 2129, and as soon as I get the cards for the Legends Ringside Personnel Pack, that overview will be out as well. And let's give a big shout out to the other Filsinger Games podcasts as we wrap up here. Lots of great goodness from Filsinger Games that you can check out. Filsinger Games related podcasts that you can check out. Uncharted Territory, After Further Review with Steve Tower, which I believe is going to be having a show right after this one. Or was that earlier? I don't know. Anyway, thank you. Steve has a show tonight, so go check him out. Then, of course, we've got Heartland Championship Wrestling and all the fun wrestling from Dave Little. And then the Roll Up podcast. I was finally able to edit my image here to put the Roll Up podcast, the official podcast of Filsinger Games. Here's what you do. Go to your favorite podcast listening, whatever it is, Spotify, Apple, Amazon, wherever you listen to Google Podcasts, wherever you listen, type in Filsinger Games, just subscribe to everything. That's what you got to do. That's what you got to do. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it. If you have a topic you'd like the show to cover, leave it in the comments. Make sure to subscribe or follow, whether you're watching on YouTube or Twitch, and follow GWF Promoter on social media at GWF Promoter. You can check out my personal feds at gwfpromoter.com and lowpromoter.com. The theme song is American Guy by Throwing Toasters, used by permission and available on Apple Music, Spotify, and anywhere else you get your music. This podcast is not affiliated in any way with Filsinger Games or its subsidiaries. It's purely for entertainment purposes. And this episode is copyright 2021. Big shout out to everyone in the chat tonight. Derek Bauman, Jobert Flores, Todd, thank you for all the scoops, Todd. Steve Tower from After Further Review, Mr. Baseman, Pete Beck, and Thomas Morgan, and anyone else who was watching along. Steve Tower says, I'll be bringing Low back to the table once the Ringside Personnel reaches AFR HQ. So be sure to subscribe to Steve's YouTube channel so you don't miss a thing. All right, that's it. I'm going to take my tongue-tied self away from here. Thank you for tuning into the podcast. I hope you all have a great week, and I will see you on Friday. We'll be back Friday, and I'm working on something real special, a special interview. So hopefully it all comes together, and I will see you on Friday with that interview. Have a great week, everybody.